Howdy, hi, howdy, ho, ha ha ha. This is Exotia coming at you live from the the other side of this bullshit. I hope soon. I think. Anyway, I'm starting to think that it's getting close. I feel slightly better today than I did the last 2 days for sure. Because I didn't even want to move the last 2 days, but today I actually been outside a few times. I mean, I didn't go anywhere. I was just taking the trash out, but I went outside. I didn't bother putting shoes on. I fucking spoke too soon earlier with the sweat thing. I took a shower, started sweating again. I brushed my teeth. I threw up my entire breakfast, which was a pizza, and a fucking yeah, I eat pizza for breakfast. And I fucking then I brushed my teeth again. It's like, what the fuck, man? Hey, but I mean, at least I threw up, because I always get one. There's always one, and it's like, ugh, I hate that shit, man. Ugh. But it only happens once, usually one big clear out. So now I'm just now I'm starting to get a little bit of energy, so I want to take advantage and maybe start outlining a new screenplay. I don't know. I mean, some of you might not know I write screenplays, like movie scripts. Not professionally, obviously, or I wouldn't be doing this shit. But I guess for fun, you could say. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would do it for work if I could, but takes a while to get good enough to write something good enough to do anything these days. Especially, it's just ridiculous to try to remotely try. But yeah, I mean, I've written two in the past, like 5 years. One's like an action thriller kind of hitman. It's pretty convoluted. It's pretty complicated to explain in one video. And another one's a rom-com, like based around like celebrity crushes and celebrities with celebrity crushes, and there's a whole road trip aspect to it. It's pretty fun. I mean, for two first scripts, I would say they're pretty good for first scripts, because usually first scripts are garbage, and they're actually pretty fun. And then I have another half of one that I started writing, which is it's kind of like it's about this metal band, like a bunch of douchebags like that win this Hard Rock Cafe Battle of the Bands, and they win a slot at Woodstock's 2019 50th anniversary festival. And along the way, they break down and hitch a ride with a group of hippies on this VW bus. And they end up at Woodstock 69, the original Woodstock. And I stopped halfway through. I mean, I have the story all mapped out, but I stopped writing it halfway through because I'm not happy with how I've handled the Woodstock aspect. I kind of wanted to like have more Woodstock novelty, use. And it's just more or less them, like they leave the grounds to go looking for this bus because they need to get back to their real time. And it's kind of like the group splits up, and there's a whole you follow two different sets of people, and then you follow the girlfriend that stayed home, who's back in the present time, and she's got the baby, and she's going to find out what the fuck's happened here because she gets a letter, kind of like Back to the Future 2 style, where the band leaves and then the fucking mail truck shows up with the letter. There's a whole big time issue. But I just don't like how I've handled the Woodstock aspect of this. I just kind of wanted to make more use of that stuff. And I don't. I mean, they do end up going back to Woodstock eventually. And they get to play with Hendrix, and there's a whole big finale thing, But, yeah, I don't know. I think the middle of the story is, I don't know. I need to think about it a little more, do a little more brainstorming, I think. And then I have like 30 pages of another script that I started writing way back in the beginning when I took a break writing the first one that I wrote. Um, it's funny. It's really funny, but the story's kind of it needs. I need to rethink it. This was like before I started outlining, before I wrote, and I just started writing and winging it, which I don't recommend. It's always good to map everything out first, so you don't have to start over or fix big amounts of shit. But but that one was it's sort of about a homeless vlogger guy he records his vlogs at his friend's house, and he kind of his friend gives him a place to live, upstairs in his apartment that's empty upstairs. But the condition is that he has to go and record his vlogs out and about in public because he acts like a nutcase, like I do on my vlog, on my YouTube channel. But so he kind of like wants his friend to see how ridiculous he is, doing this shit out in public. So he has to record no matter where he goes. Like he has to record like job interviews. He has to record everywhere, out on a date, and he ends up accidentally having to work for a jewel heist gang. And he's trying to record vlogs while they're fucking robbing jewelry stores, and it's this whole big mess. But it needs some planning out. I think it's too convoluted, and I think it needs an overhaul before I try to finish that. But and then I've got another like 20 pages written of another one kind of based on the last 20 years of my life. Kind of, but it's fictionalized to make a better story. I mean, not that there isn't enough bullshit that's happened to me, but I needed like a coherent story, So I kind of changed some facts around and made it into not a rom-com, but kind of a drug. It jumps all over the timeline. There's 3 different timelines that it follows. Because it's a 20-year period, and it's kind of like the movie kind of opens with my car crash that started this whole bullshit, and it ends with the same car crash, but you kind of jump between timelines, and there's a whole story throughout where I'm trying to find this girl that I dated a while back, and then she ends up working at the rehab where I go at the end, which never happened. That's a bunch of BS. But it's kind of like I don't know what kind of movie that is. I don't know what that would be. It's not really. I guess it's a drama. I don't know. It mostly deals with drug addiction and women. And then I just had the idea last night, actually, to write a screenplay that changes genres kind of near the third act, or I guess for the third act, where it's like about the first 2 acts would be kind of like a romance movie, where you would think it's just a normal romance movie, like a fun, hey, these 2 people start seeing each other and they kind of get together, and but then you get these subtle hints throughout that you don't really pick up on your first time around, and you kind of like don't notice these subtle hints that I haven't really mapped it all out, but like pictures on the girl's wall, like this, that are hiding something too embarrassing, or something she doesn't want the guy to see because it's embarrassing, something from when she was a kid, or something, whatever. I don't know, some shit. But then at the end of the second act, they're in a room, which is in the basement of whatever place this is, which for purposes that you'll find out now, because it's more convenient to be in the basement. But at the end of the second act, the guy gets drugged while they're drinking in her room, and he wakes up in the third act chained to her bed, and there's all this scary shit all over the walls, and there's a fucking satanic cult down in this basement room, and it's like I guess her friends, maybe, I don't know who the satanic cult is, but and then the girl's a succubus. You find out she's like this fucking succubus all this time. So it's like a romance movie that turns into a horror movie. I mean, there are some movies that do this, like there's a movie called Spring that came out in 2010. It's kind of like a guy goes to, I think it's Italy, and you think it's like, oh, he meets this girl and they're just like fucking around, and like halfway through you find out she's this fucking monster. I forget what the hell she is. I haven't seen it in a while, but I was trying to remember last night because I was trying to think of other movies that might switch genres, you know, and I forget what she turns into. She turns into some beast, and it's fucked up. And I think the guy's in love with her anyway. Like, he stays with her. I think, if I remember correctly. From dusk till dawn. It starts out as like a robbery movie, turns into like vampires. Fucking Kill List is kind of like a guy that's down on his luck, and he's has to take a hitman job to make some money, and it turns into this whole like cult thing at the end, like a Wicker Man kind of. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's called Kill List, and I just gave the whole fucking thing away. I don't know. I just thought I'd start planning this out while I have a little bit of energy. And then I've got like another 6 or 7 that I want to write as well. There's like one that deals with time travel, about a called The Future Wife, who it's like a lady who's married to the guy that invented time travel, but you can only go to the past, and people are ending up missing because they don't realize there's no way to come back. You can't get back to the present. They think you just can't travel to the future, but once you go back, you can't get back to your own time. So all these people go missing, and their son goes missing. So she goes back to when before he invents time travel, trying to get him to stop, and trying to find the kid. What else? I've got one called The First Time Dyers Club, which is about a group of people who have all died at one time in their lives, who meet online and take over like this NA group, and turn it into like this church to teach people that to teach people about their experiences, and that to prove to people that there's no afterlife, and and it turns into this whole big riot thing like Fight Club. I mean, there's no fight, there's no actual like Fight Club or anything, but it gets crazy. Like, people start burning down churches, and it gets all nuts. I haven't fully mapped that out yet, but I don't know. I've got a whole bunch that I want to write, so I don't know. I just thought I'd talk about something other than my detox in one of these videos, so I could call it something else, like vlog. Yes, vlog number 11. There we go, vlog.